Yo, my people, man, your boy Njies back in the building, Miyagi back in the building, and I've always been meaning to ask, how do you pronounce this name right here? Is it holy? How would you pronounce it in English? Is it holy or is it HLOY? That's what I want to know. And because that's not an English word or whatever, but at the same time, it's not spelled in like Russian letters or whatever. So let me know. But let's get into it. Let's see what I go on. My block. What is this one about his neighborhood? I'm liking the beat.
Тяга к эстетике, но словно гремучие змеи намерения мои жалили, бредили смертью. Под воротом прятал от холода взглядов.
This is what I'm saying. I just reacted to Summertime literally like 2 seconds ago, and I've come to this. When I heard Summertime, I was like, this is a new Miyagi style that I'm hearing. It's a lot more lighter, it's a lot more joyful. But now, even with the colors of this video, when we're seeing the gray effect, when we're seeing the silhouette of them with the gray in the background, it's more sadder, more deeper tones in that. And that's exactly how Miyagi started us off as well. He's much more deeper with the voice. We didn't really hear him do that in Summertime. You know what I'm trying to say? This is the Miyagi that I'm used to. When I heard Summertime, I was like, wait a minute, is this Miyagi? I had to look at the song real quick. But yeah, now this is the Miyagi that I'm used to. The artistic one.
Тяга к эстетике, но словно гремучие змеи намерения мои жалили, бредили смертью. Под воротом прятал от холода взглядов следы круговерти событий, стужу наружу. Охуеваю от ужаса быть человеком, который тут больше не нужен, чем...
And this is what I'm saying. This is the guy that I'm used to, the poet, man. Even right now, the very first line, he said, craving for aesthetics. And I was literally gonna say, Miyagi, the artistic person, the one that I'm used to, even down to the artwork on the, what do you call it, on the audios. That's another thing. You know how, for example, in UK and US, sometimes when it comes to the artwork of songs or whatever, or the cover of songs, it's just something random or whatever. The only time it will really have meaning is if it's an album or if it's a diss track. That's when artists will really start to get deep with the artwork or whatever. But with these guys, we never really see videos from them. So realistically, what the song encapsulates also has to encapsulate in the image that we're also seeing. And from the tone that he's using, from the words that he's also saying, and from what we're seeing, perfectly encapsulates that. You get me? So that's one thing I like about Miyagi and Hajime, is that they use the audio, because they use audio all the time, but they use it in a very good way type of thing. They don't just put anything on the screen, whatever. They make sure they actually think about it. Like, these could be art pieces, you know what I mean, in your living room, you get me? So yeah.
Под воротом прятал от холода взглядов следы круговерти событий, стужу наружу. Охуеваю от ужаса быть человеком, который тут больше не нужен, чем нужен. Береги свои злаки, посевы мое настроение жужелица. Выгрызаю культуру, коверкаю слово, под ногами не путайся в забудь.
Crazy to me. First of all, man said, as if the explosive snakes of intentions mind sting, great, but you know, with death type of thing. That's a crazy statement right there. Graped with death. Like, realistically, when you mention death, is such a hard topic anyway, bro, because it's talking about someone that's disappearing forever, basically, and that, bro. But then you add the graped with death in there as well. That's crazy to me, and that just gives it a whole different meaning. Then you got under the gate, I hear traces of a whirlwind of events from the cold of my views. I whisper out, I effing from my horror to be a person who needs no longer needed. This is what I'm saying. The translation in English sometimes will make a person who needs no longer needed than this needed here. Okay, so I can understand how it was using, in terms of, in Russian, it probably makes a lot of sense type of thing. We do this in English as well, but just reading it like that, it doesn't make as much sense, but I can see what he was trying to do in his local language type of thing. A person who needs no longer needed, a person who needs, as he needs something but is no longer needed, the people around him don't need him, than is needed here but isn't needed on the earth type of thing. So I can understand what he's doing. And the effing, I'm effing horror to be a person, as in, I'm guessing he's saying that he doesn't want to be a person type of thing. Like, I guess there's so many emotions within a human being. As you can see, once again, the artwork is grace, sadness, depression, all of that type of stuff. It's like, yo, I don't even want to be a human being type of thing. You get me? This is the Miyagi I'm used to, man. The deep, poetic kind, and that, you get me? Right now, the flow isn't even what's important right now. It's just the word.
Береги свои злаки, посевы мое настроение жужелица. Выгрызаю культуру, коверкаю слово, под ногами не путайся в зыбучих окраинах. Прока никак не наковырять, это дорого. Переговорами не порядок. порешать ничего, если запахло порохом.
Crazy to me.
Мой добрый блок уведет.
Wait a minute, go back a little bit.
Ногами
Go back a
мое
little bit.
настроение жужелица. Выгрызаю культуру, коверкаю слово. Под ногами не путайся. В зыбучих окраинах прока никак не наковырять, это дорого. Переговорами не порешать ничего, если запахло порохом.
Wait a minute, so what did he say? But he said negotiations do not solve anything if the smell of gunpowder is. And then it just cuts there. So is what, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Negotiations do not solve anything if the smell of gunpowder. That makes sense and that, bro. You bring a piece to a thing and you're doing negotiations, but you already kind of know where the thing's going to go if you're bringing a gun anyway. So normally, you know what I mean? That ain't ever really going to end well if you're here to negotiate type of thing. Not violence, but when you bring a weapon of mass destruction type of thing in a place where it's supposed to be peaceful, you already know what's going to happen, man. You're already on edge type of thing. So it's just better to not even bring it anyway. But yeah, you just cut right there. It's awkward. That's what I'm saying about the English translation. Sometimes not very good. Man said the black notes of charm will be enough with your head. That type talk, is he talking about black notes? The black notes of charm will be enough with your head. He's talking about like putting money on your head type of thing, because there's notes as in money notes, there's notes as in music notes as well. The black notes of charm will be enough with your head. I'm not really understanding that one too tough. And then he said the everyday life was removed here by layer by layer. So literally from the song, he's literally talking about deep emotions right now and not wanting to be human type of thing. So it's like the life in him, in his life force or whatever, will literally just stripped away layer by layer like an onion. Shout out Shrek, man. Yeah. Man said my good block will take you along with you. Okay, I'm gonna reload that one more second. This is probably the worst English translation I've used, but I've used this, the site that I'm using, I've basically used it before, but for some reason the English translation today is not really saying. This is what I'm saying. I feel like sometimes, because what you need to do is languages, when you try to translate them with Google Translate, I feel like it gives you the exact meaning or the exact translation of what you're seeing, but languages don't really work like that. Sometimes you'll have a word in this language, but there won't be a word for it in this language. So you need to listen to it and then translate it. It's like when I'm reacting to Gambian music, the actual literal translations in, for example, local languages in Gambia like Wolof and Mandinka don't make sense in English. So you have to listen to it and translate it properly using a human brain. But I feel like with this site, sometimes they're just using Google Translate, which doesn't make sense. You got to listen to it and then translate it with the human brain so that it makes sense to a non-Russian speaking person type of thing. But yeah.
Сдались тут и почем-то тут отдал свой звук, тут строки румные. Один будь мне пират, калечит струны. Спи спокойно, человек, пока горит твой век. Остынет под дождем до лучших дней, пока звезда не меркнет. Топишь емкость, манифест вернется так же, как протест. Вкусил заветный плод, дабы глаза познали без.
Nah, he's talking. Man said goals are scarce. A vicious circle healed the sheet. Everyday life is difficult. Who we surrendered here, and why did the rogue give his sound type of thing? That one stood out to me. Lion ruins, one in the darkness of the pirate cripples strings. That's another line that didn't really make sense to me though. One in the darkness of the pirate cripples strings. That's what I'm saying. It's a literal translation, but it's not really making sense, and I don't want to take up too much time. sleep calmly while your age is burning, bro. That's crazy. You know, this is what I'm saying, man. There's certain way you can say things, but then you put it like that, kind of like Miyagi at the start when he literally said mind sting and then graped with death type of thing. So that bar right there as well, and that, bro, sleep calmly while your age is burning. That juxtaposition is crazy because you're sleeping calmly. What happens when you're sleeping and that, bro? You get me? You're digesting your food. If you hurt yourself the previous day or whatever, your body's repairing itself. You're calm and that, bro. Your body's doing what it's supposed to do and that, bro. But your age is burning away. You're literally getting older. Normally when things burn, they very rarely mean a good thing. So man said his age is burning or whatever, but sleeping calmly and that, bro. You get me? Two completely different things on two opposite spectrums are happening at the same flipping time. And that's what's so cool, that poetry really puts things into perspective depending on how you say them, man.
Познали блеск, спишь дней, пока звезда не меркнет. Топишь емкость, манифест вернется так же, как протест. Вкусил заветный плод, дабы глаза познали блеск. Спи спокойно.
Man said, cook, set fire to the best of days. Once again, the age is burning and it set fire to the best of days type of thing. And then until the star fades, surround the capacity, your manifest is bent, just like the protest. I feel like he's talking about when you're manifesting things, when you want things to change, but just things aren't changing, kind of like a protest. In a protest, normally that's like, not the epitome. Normally I say the epitome, but apparently that's not even right. A protest is basically when you're at the epitome, when something's got so bad that now you want to do something about it. So you're doing something good, which is a protest. You go out peacefully to whichever government building and then you shout whatever you want to shout. You preach what you ever want to preach and that, bro, which is a good thing. But at the end of the day, why are you there? You're there because a bad thing happened. So he's manifesting for good things, I'm guessing. But those things are not happening like a protest. The protest itself is good, but it came from something bad type of thing. You get me? In hope that good will come after it type of thing. You know what I'm trying to say? So this is what I'm saying about these guys. The translation is trying to do me dirty. I won't lie, but we're getting there though. We're getting there. The song's deeper though still. And I can't lie though, I might like his verses, but his verse better than Miyagi's as well. And that's rare. Miyagi's is a champion, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a champion. You know what I'm trying to say? Not many people get the best of him. Flow-wise, he has one of my favorite flows, if not my favorite flow out of the whole of Hajime. And his verses are normally very cold as well, but I can't lie. Holy, he's doing his thing right now. I can't even lie. Now Miyagi.
Мой добрый Бог уведет тебя за собой. Черствых ног, шарма на всех хватит с головой. Будь не снимай.
You guys let me know what that is. I don't know why I'm not getting that one. My block will lead you behind him, but the black notes, what is he referring to when he says black notes? I don't know why it's not clicking in my head. Black notes of the ball. Black notes of the ball. Black notes of the ball. Is he talking about money there, bro? That's the only thing I can think of, because if he was talking about a musical context, it doesn't really make sense. I'm guessing he's talking about money. It's not clicking.
Будь не снимали тут за слоем слой. Но ты не ной, но ты не ной. Мой добрый Бог уведет тебя за собой.
And that bar as well, he said, we are filmed here by the layer, but you are not but you are not noise. And I feel like that bar's deeper there if I knew exactly what he's saying in Russian. And that, like I said, in the musical contents, that probably makes a lot of sense. But reading it like that, it's like, you know.
Будь не снимали тут за слоем слой. Но ты не ной, но ты не ной. Мой добрый Бог уведет тебя за собой. Черствых ног, шарма на всех хватит с головой. Будь не снимали тут за слоем слой. Но ты не ной, но ты не ной.
shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. And that's one thing about these guys is that you just get so many different sounds, man. Just right there, a song that they dropped, if I'm not mistaken, back-to-back days. I think they dropped them one after the other, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, exactly. So literally right there. So they dropped My Block and then they dropped Summertime, but they're so different in each other. Even just the, like I said, just down to the presentation, down to the color, bro. I listened to a tiny bit of this song. I don't think I'm gonna react to it. But even that, the songs always encapsulate the artwork, man. And it's so cool that they do that. And like I said, with the color, this one's nice, purple, more bright, vibrant colors because it was a happy song. Then you got this one that's more so gray, you know what I mean, saddened vibes, depressive. He's really digging into his emotions and that and trying to convey whatever he's feeling. So yeah, shout out to man like Miyagi, shout out to Hajime, shout out to the guys and that fam. I don't know how many songs I've reacted to of these guys, but I'm constantly impressed, man. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. It's been your boy Njies, and I'm out of here in a bit, people, man.